All right, guys, welcome back to Blackpreneur. Today, I have my friend William Frazier, all the way from Vietnam, but he lives in China. So I'm gonna let him introduce himself, and we're gonna go from there. Thank you for being with us, William, today on this early morning and late night situation.
It's okay. It's okay. Thank you, Dave, for having me on. Yes, I'm currently in Saigon,
Okay.
and I do been spending over 20 some odd years living in Shanghai,
Hmm.
and I'm originally from Brunswick, Georgia. Um, and why I am here um, in Vietnam. Uh, that's why, man. I like coming to Vietnam. I mean, I talk about for other personal reasons, but I like coming into Vietnam. But one of the reasons is the relationship that China is developing with Vietnam,
Hmm.
and more on the trade component part of it, commerce and like things of that nature, and also with the connection with the U.S. and Vietnam. But what I like about Vietnam is Vietnam at this moment is reminding me of the time when I first went to China, and that was like back in 2000, over 26 years ago. And it was at that level when I went to China that I see Vietnam is at now. So I look at the historical growth, GDP, manufacturing, human um, income increase, and job development. I see Vietnam as that model, that Asian country that could take part of what the China model is
Right.
and utilize it to grow its country. So that's why I'm here in Vietnam. It's kind of like a perfect.
Okay. So wait, because you just I think you just took everything I was going to ask you and threw it into one. So wait, we got to back up. Back up.
Okay,
Okay. So we from Georgia.
I'm from
Georgia.
Georgia, Brunswick, Georgia.
Okay, so tell me about that. Tell me about your upbringing. Like, are you the only child? Were you always interested in international affairs? Like, what got you traveling, and how did that tie into your upbringing?
Um, I'm the last of 14, 8 brothers, 5 sisters.
The baby.
Yes, and the only one that actually lives outside the country.
Crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Outside of the only one that lives outside the state of Georgia presently. Yeah. Um,
Okay.
I mean, I could go even deeper uh,
Okay.
in that aspect. I mean, when I say that, the one that lives mostly, the only one that lives outside was one brother, the county, and
And
then
I don't think people realize how much that is a reoccurring theme
with
for
us.
people of color. Yes.
Yeah, even outside the city.
Yeah. Yeah. I was
Yeah,
gonna say it, but but yes,
yeah.
literally.
When you break it down to that's it. Yeah, it's only a few of us that actually, get away.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So what
What
sparked
got
the
you?
travel?
Go ahead. Hmm?
What sparked the travel? What happened in your life that made you start traveling?
I went back to school. I went to study urban studies for my master's program
Okay.
back at Savannah State, and it was like back in 2000
Okay.
when I was in the program. And it just so happens that my Chinese professor, my faculty advisor, is Chinese, but was a Chinese guy from
Mm-hmm.
Hangzhou, China. Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Hong. And like most of us, we only interact uh, for the most part when we go get something to eat or we go buy something. That's our only interaction with the Asian community for
Right.
the most part.
Right.
But I was joking with the man. I just, something I just blabbered out, Dr. Hong, when you going to take me to China? Yeah. And he just let me say it one day.
Mm.
And I didn't pay any attention. It was like fall of 1999. I didn't pay any attention. And he came back and he came to me that spring semester in 2000. Say, William, I want to put together a China study abroad program, and if you could do this, you'll be able to go to China.
See, this is why I believe in life. Nothing is wasted. Nothing. No thing. No thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead, continue.
And that summer, June
Mm-hmm.
the 8th, I know the exact day. I know it. I was the
Wow.
first time I traveled to China. It was the first time. And when I got there, but growing up, I didn't know anything about China. Let me be honest, I didn't know anything about it. I took a
Right.
couple of classes. I didn't know anything about Bruce Lee movies. They didn't tell us anything about China.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the first things, and this, we're on the tarmac, and on top of plane, you come out of the door, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I am going to live here.
Well, yeah. Okay.
I
Okay.
said that. I literally said that. When I came out of the top, I said, I said, I'm going to live here. It was
Yeah.
just something that grabbed me. And this is a funny thing. You know how people say we all look the same? When I went inside
Don't
the
you
airport,
say it. Don't you?
when I went inside the airport terminal, I said, they don't look the same. I said, I said, they don't look the same. I was blown away. I
Wow.
was I was blown away. And up until that moment, you think New York is one of the most developed cities in the world, for its skyscrapers and things like that. And we came into the city, I saw something that really struck me. I saw a chance to take what I was studying, because I was studying I was studying for my master's in urban studies.
Mm-hmm.
And up until that point, I had no idea what I wanted to do my thesis on, but I knew I did not want to do it on anything dealing with the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got in and I saw this development, I'm like, I am going to do my thesis on China.
Wow.
I'm going to take what I learned in urban studies, and I'm going, because I saw that was happening. That was going to happen there.
Yeah.
From the raw level of urban planning, urban studies, economic development, China was actually the blueprint that I said, oh, I could do this. And what I when I was there and I started seeing things that was comparing our experience, Black American experience, and their experience. And the first thing that struck me, a lot of things struck me, but the first thing that struck me was I saw how migrant workers was coming from the countryside
Mm-hmm.
and they were coming to the city to develop the cities.
Okay.
They were the workers, right? Coming,
Mm-hmm.
building roads, bridges, houses, whatever, construction. And it struck on me that that's what we did. The Great Migration. We left the South and went to major cities. So my thesis was the role of migrant workers in the economic development of China.
Yes.
That was it was just it all started coming together. It all started coming. And
Love that. It's so many lessons in this. It's your soul inner knowing before the mind and the body caught up.
yeah,
It's the proclaiming and declaring and decreeing what your future is going to be. And it's the opportunity to open up and really understand how it ties into our forefathers and what they built and celebrated before us.
it's crazy. This is a crazy ride I'm on, Nate.
It is incredible.
It's
Like,
a, it's a crazy ride.
it's incredible. Okay. So you talked about the differences. I was going to ask you that the differences over there than being over here in the United States. Is there any other significant differences, or was there any shockers for you? You was like, "Whoa, we don't do that over in the United States."
Um, well, we don't squat. you know, back then, when I say that, you just drop down how their body is physically built that way. Because they asked me, William, can you? I said, oh, my joints and my hips are not built like yours. We have the
Hmm.
same skeleton structure, but we're not built like that.
Hmm.
But one thing that it's a lot of things that stuck out that what I thought at one time was they have this big event. I'm kind of skipping over a lot of areas, but they have this thing, Spring Festival,
Okay.
right? And families come together and gathering, and it's a combination of Christmas and Thanksgiving
Okay.
all rolled up into one. And I saw that, I said, God, this is what we do, you know. Family, a lot of food, a lot of drink, a lot of telling stories, bringing people that act like you got a boyfriend, a girlfriend, to keep somebody happy.
Taking applications. Yes. Oh my God.
Keep people from stop asking you when you're gonna do this, when you're gonna do that. You just
Right.
hire somebody. I'm just gonna bring it. Come go with me,
Hmm.
and all of that. So it just kind of like flowed all together. I spent part of my time growing up on the farm, so I got really close to migrant workers, a lot of farmers, things of that nature. So that's kind of the first group of people I kind of engage in to this very day. I really enjoy engaging with farmers, and I go, buy my vegetables and things of
Hmm.
that nature from farmers. So when I can to support them because I just did, and
Wow.
and it's just the feel. It was just totally different.
Hmm.
Um, the safety aspect of it. I mean, you heard about it from different sources, but it's before now. I mean, back then, you always knew that you. I'm gonna say you were watched because it was always people everywhere. It's a lot of people. So, and the transportation network is not as developed as it is now. So everywhere you go, you have a lot of people out and about at various hours of the day and at night. It doesn't matter.
Hmm.
But that's just the culture in itself. People don't bother you in a sense,
How
you know.
peaceful.
Right? If you want trouble, then you don't want
It'll
that kind of
find
trouble.
you.
Yeah, you don't want that kind of trouble.
Right.
No need at all to have that. But it's very peaceful, and it's something about when you can have a peace of mind, things come to you much more easier.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Okay. So tell me what you're working on now, because you always working on something. What you working on now?
I want to. No, I'm going. What I'm working on right now is this trilateral trade thing. I'm want to develop
Oh, what a.
trilateral trade relationship.
Okay. Which consists of.
China,
Uh huh.
Vietnam,
Uh huh.
Black America.
To the source. Okay. Okay. So are we thinking like a route of like Amazon, or are we thinking a route of um like a wholesaling?
No, the problem that I see that is facing us, and when I
Hmm.
say facing us, I mean Black America. And one problem I see is facing us is that our organizations, our trade, our social, our political, whatever you want to label them, have been failing Black America for the last 25 so odd years.
Yeah.
And even our entertainers, they are failing us. And the reason I say that is
Mhm.
by being in China, what I have learned over there is that global trade does not stop despite of what is happening around the world. People are
Mhm.
still moving goods from one port to the next.
Mhm.
And during that period where there was growth in China, there was always trade organizations established in these countries from various countries. They have trade groups over there to work out agreement with manufacturers or whomever. to represent their people in their country. Now, yes, there's an American Chamber of Commerce in China, but they don't look at us.
Okay.
We're not on their radar. There has never been a Black American trade organization to come to China to develop a representative office. What they don't realize when I say that is that if you look at your state, you have a state trade organization. Each
Mhm.
state has a local trade chamber of commerce. Okay, let's call it Black American
Yeah.
Chamber of Commerce, whatever you want to call it in your local area. Each
Mhm.
state has an office. They have a headquarters in D.C. probably, and
Mhm.
and within each state there's a sub office somewhere in major cities.
Okay.
All of them operate independently of themselves.
Okay.
But there have never been an opportunity. There have never been, in my understanding, my observation, a conglomerate of individuals to come to China to establish a Black American trade organization in China.
Okay. I'm
That
very
is
happy for you. I'm very excited for you.
that is the problem that we face in these organizations. So when they talk about Black economic growth, Black business development, I look at them and I smirk. You guys, you don't have, you have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Right.
Because, in my opinion, they have domesticated themselves from international trade.
Ooh. Okay. The truth is the truth.
Truth is the truth.
Yeah.
And I've tried to contact some of them. I've had conversation with some of them, and it goes over their head
Of course.
because they don't see the opportunity that is there. Now, granted, you have individuals who do business with China, get their own goods. You know, they do that. I work with people that do that. But that's their growth.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't help the overall growth of Black America. You don't even have Congressional Black Congress has not spent much time in China advocating for Black businesses.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
They don't do that.
Yeah.
You don't have Divine Nine organizations in China advocating for Black trade agreement with Black America.
Right.
There used to be at one time, and your boy Mark Rubio destroyed this. There used to be what's called Confucius Institute.
Mm-hmm.
They used to have some that was established at HBCUs.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Southern was one. You heard about this?
Yes.
Yeah, they and Savannah State was one had a Confucius Institute, and it was through those Confucius Institute that Black America at least had a way into China.
Yeah.
But your boy Mark Rubio destroyed that, and
Took
that's
it
another
away.
story why they did that.
Yeah.
So that killed that avenue, and when it did that, it killed the study abroad program. I'm not talking about for those big D1 schools. I'm only specifically talking about HBCUs, and
Okay.
that's one area that we have walked away from is
Mm-hmm.
having study abroad programs outside of the United States into countries like Asia. And my understanding, my feeling is that if you have an academic affairs officer, I think those are the ones who are responsible for study abroad programs and things of that
Yes.
nature.
Mm-hmm.
If they have never participated in these type of events, how can they tell somebody else to do it?
They can't.
They can't.
Mm-mm. They can't.
They can't.
So
So how?
if you had to give advice to somebody that's young in their 20s and they're interested and they're traveling, what would you give them? What would you tell them?
They're young in their 20s and they want to travel. Travel where?
To Asia.
Obviously, they have their passport and everything, right?
Yeah.
And okay, they have the passport. And which visa should they get? Because there's a lot of countries in Asia you don't need a visa to go to, like Japan, for instance, South Korea, for
Mm-hmm.
instance, you need a visa. But to come to a country like China and come to Vietnam, you need a
Mm-hmm.
visa. You need a visa.
Right. So let's just put it on China.
Okay,
So what advice would you give them?
to come. to come. China actually has a program. It's called like 240 hours, 20 to 40 hours, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
What it allows you to do is you can fly to China, stay for 10 days,
Mm-hmm.
visa free, as long as your return flight goes to another country before you go back to your home country.
In Asia.
You can fly from you're in Houston, right? Or where?
Yeah, Dallas.
You're in Dallas. You can fly from Dallas, fly to Shanghai, China,
Mm-hmm.
then fly to Saigon, Vietnam,
Mm-hmm.
and then fly back to the United States.
Oh, okay. Okay. You just got to have another location.
Foreign country before you come back to the States.
Okay. Okay. And they can use that to come and visit and see, and then okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
come and visit and see. But what happens is that when you come to a country like that,
Mm-hmm.
or any place like that,
Mm-hmm.
you would get blown away about the technology. You hear people talk about the technology, the advancement, the buildings, all the it'll blow you away.
Mm-hmm.
It'll consume your 10 days.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you're not down on the level, on the local level of everyday life, understanding how to move around, how to do this, how to, basically function in that type of environment.
Yeah.
And the only way, one of the ways you could learn how to function in that environment is to go study there. That's what I did.
Right.
Study. Go
Mm-hmm.
go go to school.
Mm-hmm.
That's always good in any country you visit. If you can, just go study. And then
Mm-hmm.
you'll get a chance to interact with people, not just from other foreign countries, but people from that country itself.
Okay.
And from that point, you get to interact with people from different parts of that country.
Right.
So you get exposure not just from people in China, you get exposure from people around the world.
Yes.
And that is one of the points that I like to push home about our Black American Trade Organization. They might think, oh, I'm just going to China to do business with China. No, you're
Yeah.
going to China to not only do business with China, but you're going to China to do business with the rest of the world because the rest of the world is doing business with China. So if you have an office there, you have access to the global market.
Period.
Period.
Period. It opens the door.
Door.
Yes.
If you want to get to Africa, come to China.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Because that's what China has perfected, that Black America or any institution in the U.S. China not people think that, oh, China just went to Africa just to rake it and all that and whatever, debt trap and all that. United States and the Europeans, all of them had IMF and all those banks. They had years and years to develop those African countries. They did not. They're raking, all their colonialism. They did not do anything. China came along, made a better offer. People accepted it. But also what China did was they gave free scholarship to African students to come study in China.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been reading about that recently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Been reading about that.
They've been doing it for a long time. So you got a lot of African students studying in China, learning the language, learning how to do business in China, taking that knowledge and taking it back home and
Mm-hmm.
developing that country.
Mm-hmm.
In China, it's the same model that China did. China sent its children to study in other countries, U.S., Europe, whatever. Took that knowledge, took it back to China, boom. But no, we don't do that. We have domesticated ourselves from the international market.
We have. Okay, William, we're going to wrap it up. Where can people find you? Website, socials?
Yes, my website is my name, WilliamDFrazier.com, WILLIAM.com. All my social media, all my everything is William D. Frazier. You can find me on Instagram at William D. Frazier. You can find me on Facebook at Frazier DW. And those are the main two I use. I'm getting ready to start my Substack. So
come on, Substack. Yes.
I'm getting ready to start that. and I'm working. Just doing what God gave me the opportunity to do because I'm the only
Hello.
one that just I'm the only one that does what I'm doing. So I know that. I know that. So
Very proud of you. Very
thank
proud.
you.
We're
It's
gonna have to
fun.
have we're gonna have to have a follow up with this. So y'all check out William. He's amazing. I hope you learned a lot today with our conversation. I hope you took out your notepad and pen. If you didn't, go get it and rewatch it. But I will upload this, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day. And thank you again, William, for tuning in with Blackpreneur.
Thank you, Nate, for having me on Blackpreneur. Okay,
You're
and all success to
welcome.
you.